According to a bombshell new report by Reuters, Trump, despite all the public bluster, is actually very worried about being prosecuted for war crimes by the International Criminal Court. So much so that he's taking measures to try to prevent it from happening. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. Let's get into this. Now, as we know, we've seen Trump and Hegseth make posts on X and Truth Social about how they are not at fault. They're not liable. If anything, it's the Admiral Bradley's call, or doubling down and saying that nothing bad happened. But behind the scenes, somebody leaked to Reuters, somebody within the White House Trump administration has leaked to Reuters and spoken to them anonymously, saying behind the scenes, Trump is trying to pressure the International Criminal Court to make sure that Trump, Hegseth, any others are not prosecuted for war crimes based on their actions in Venezuela and perhaps even other actions when they leave office in 2029. Now, the International Criminal Court doesn't usually prosecute heads of states while they're in office. They don't technically have immunity, but in practice they do. And so that's why this concern is about them leaving office. Reuters quotes the insider who has spoken to them saying, quote, "There is growing concern that in 2029, the ICC will turn its attention to the president, to the vice president, to the secretary of war and others and pursue prosecutions against them. That is unacceptable and we will not allow it to happen." End quote. So they are worried. They are very worried about the actions they are taking. As we know, the September 2nd strike, that very first strike they took in the Caribbean, has now, we know, a double strike where they killed 2 people who were stranded in the middle of the water. And there are calls by both Democrats and Republicans, growing calls to release that full tape and also to investigate exactly all the other strikes. As we know, there have been now over 80 people killed by the United States without any evidence put forward whatsoever. And there's a growing call behind trying to get transparency. But that's speaking about domestic law. International law is a whole other matter. We have U.S. allies, though, already speaking out about that. As we know, England, the UK, stopped sharing certain intelligence information about that region because of their concern. The French foreign leader at the G7 summit said it was a violation of international law, these boat strikes in the Caribbean. The European Union and the UN have both really questioned whether or not it was legal. And this was all before the double tap strike was revealed. Now, according to this anonymous source, what Trump is doing is he is trying to pressure U.S. allies, the ones who are members to the International Criminal Court, to get the International Criminal Court to change its jurisdiction, to make it clear it doesn't have jurisdiction over Trump, or to grant him immunity. They are trying to do this, saying if they do not cooperate, they will sanction the criminal court even further. So they're trying to pressure both the U.S. allies and the International Criminal Court itself. They want them to drop any investigations into the United States over Afghanistan. They want them to drop any investigations into Netanyahu over Gaza. And they want them to drop any investigations around this cartel strikes, it seems, although the anonymous source would not confirm that, but the fact that this reporting is coming out now seems likely. The fact is that Trump is the only president to ever sanction the International Criminal Court. Did it once in 2020 over their investigation into Afghanistan. And again, this year they have done it many times. The ICC representative was asked what they thought about the fact that Trump has tried to sanction the ICC so many times. These sanctions end up crippling the ICC's ability to have investigations because of the difficulty with them accessing their bank accounts, etc. And as we know, the International Criminal Court does so much more than just investigate things the United States is involved in. This is an international criminal court meant to help protect people around the world. Now, what exactly would be the ramifications of this? Because the United States is not actually a member of it, they could not actually go in here to the United States and arrest Trump. But if there is an arrest warrant for Trump or Hegseth or JD Vance, they could not travel to a member country of the International Criminal Court without them being arrested. So essentially, you would have these top officials, Trump, Hegseth, JD Vance, not able to travel to most Western, if not all Western countries in the world. But take a listen to what the ICC representative had to say about Trump's sanctions back in August.
What is the UN's position on the sanctioning of ICC officials by the United States?
We firmly believe that the ICC is a key pillar of international criminal justice, and we respect their work. We're very concerned about the decisions taken to further hit ICC officials with sanctions under the order that came out from the United States. The decision imposes severe impediments on the functioning of the office of the prosecutor and respect for all the situations that are currently before the court. Judicial independence is a basic principle that must be respected. And these types of measures undermine the foundation of international justice.
So disturbing that UN official is talking about the United States. The United States, who we have always held ourselves out to be a beacon for the rule of law and for democracy, trying to change a democratic governing jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court by the use of sanctions. Holiday shopping is tough. I get it. But what if I gave you the solution to the perfect gift that I think anyone you give it will like? It's as easy as gifting an aura frame. So stop racking your brain on what to get this person or that. Aura Frames lets you share photos or videos from any device, and they will instantly appear on the frame wherever it is in the world. You can have it at grandma and grandpa's and instantly upload new pictures for them to see. I love the fact that they have an interactive touchscreen bar, so you can actually go back if you happen to see a photo or video that you wanted to see again or spend a little bit more time with. And I just love how the videos pop up. The live photos even show up. I've gotten a chance to see pictures that I haven't seen in years. And the really cool thing too is that it's not only displays in true color, so the photos and videos look great, but it adjusts for the light level of the room. So at night, when you turn out the lights, your frame also turns off, and it is so easy to set up. All I had to do was download the Aura app, and I connected it to my Wi-Fi and was able to instantly set it up. And if you're sending it as a gift, you can preload your photos before it ships and keep adding photos from anywhere, anytime. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code MISTRIAL at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code MISTRIAL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. According to the official who spoke to Reuters, saying that Trump is pressuring with the threat of further sanction to ICC officials or to the court itself if they do not meet the demands. But this is not going to be easy to do because the International Criminal Court is governed by the Rome Statute. This was put into place after the genocide of Rwanda, ethnic cleansing in Bosnia. Most of the world's countries came together and signed onto this treaty in order for there to be a governing body, a court to prosecute war crimes and crimes against humanity and genocide. All major Western nations are a member to this court. China, Russia, the United States, and Israel is not. But in order to change the jurisdiction, in order to give Trump the immunity he wants, 2/3 of the member nations have to agree, or maybe all of them, depending on whether or not it's structured as immunity versus a change of jurisdiction. Of course, interestingly, Venezuela is a member. So the idea that you were going to have all member states sign on is probably nearly impossible. You have Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, other countries perhaps who are worried that Trump, Hegseth, J.D. Vance will do the same thing to them. But also talk about this diplomatic crisis being manufactured by Trump because he just doesn't want to be held in account. He was so easily able to buy the Supreme Court immunity because the Heritage Foundation put on justices who think that the president should be above the law. But the International Criminal Court is not going to be so easily changed because of the number of countries that are a point of it, and the number of countries who do care about the rule of law and who have already spoken out even before this, calling on this administration to stop doing what they are doing. But this is what is coming out right now, that Trump is trying to pressure the court to grant him immunity because he frankly likes immunity. But these actions, even what we're seeing so far, are going to be something that may very well pit his strength up against the world's strength and finally stop him. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. If you haven't already free subscribed, be sure to do that and find the Mistrial podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you haven't checked out the Mistrial sponsors, be sure to do that with a link below. They never censor what I have to say. So grateful, especially during this time.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.